Hello everyone, this is chapter 33 of The 1,000-Year-Old Boy. We smelt it before we got there. Burnt wood, burnt leaves, all of it wet. By the time we were in sight of the ruined cottage, Roxy and I were soaked through from the still dripping trees. It was twilight. Between the branches of the trees, the sky was a milky royal blue with one or two early evening stars, but no moon yet. Down by our feet it was black dark. Here and there huge chunks of the forest were burnt away, allowing in more light, but everything was bleak and black, sorrowful and silent. Roxy used the light on her phone to show the path, but it made everything not in its beam even blacker in contrast. Plastic tape saying "Police line, do not enter" was stretched around sections of the burnt-out forest. I hesitated, but Roxy didn't. We ducked under it and went in anyway. Then we heard him. "Biffa! Biffa! Come, Biffa!" "What the heck's that about?" I whispered to Roxy, but she shrugged. We approached as quietly as we could, trying not to snap twigs under our feet. I think we both saw him at the same time, sitting on the circular stone fireplace and staring at the charred ruins of his home, the dusk light making his blonde hair look white. "Beaver! Beaver!" Have you ever seen a burnt-out house? It's pretty scary. This one still had the basic outline of a house. Most of the blackened walls were still standing, and part of the upstairs, although the upper part was mostly destroyed, the floorboards hanging down into the lower rooms. Some things, oddly, seemed untouched. Although black with soot, the big kitchen table stood solidly, bearing the weight of some metal boxes. A stone kitchen sink seemed undamaged. In one small room, a wall of bookshelves held some charred books, and loose pages drifted on the floor in the breeze, while above, the beams of the roof stuck into the sky like a grim house skeleton. Other than that, though, the destruction was more or less total. "I know you are there," Alfie said. Roxy and I both gasped. He had not even turned round. We said nothing, but stood up from our crouched position. Being rumbled. "You would make very poor spies," he said, as he approached him by the stone fireplace. "I heard you long ago." We didn't mean to spy on you," Roxy began, but he cut her off. "It's all right, I don't mind. You are curious, it's not surprising." His tone was flat. He had not met our eyes, but remained stony-faced, staring ahead at the ruins of his home. "I'm sorry, Alfie," I said, "about what happened. And your mum and that." "Me too," said Roxy. Something changed then. I still don't know if it was what we said, or the moment we said it, or neither, or both, but I can look back now and know that that was the moment our adventure started. It was as if Alfie was making an effort to drag his eyes away from the black stumps. He took a deep breath and looked straight at us. "Thank you," he said. It was a connection, a bond formed between us. "If there's anything we can do, to help, or, I trailed off. I had no idea what I was saying, really. It's just the sort of thing I'd heard grown-ups say to each other. "Do you mean that?" he asked. Well, what could I say? No, not really. I was just being insincere. It's not that I didn't want to help, it was just that I couldn't think of a single thing I could do that would be any good in this situation. So I said, "Absolutely," and nodded firmly. Roxy added, "Yup," and gave a bigger nod. Alfie nodded back and said simply, "Good. There may be something I need help with." He got down wearily from the stone fireplace and started to walk towards the shell of the house. Then he turned back to us. "I need to know I can trust you." "You can trust us, Alfie," said Roxy. I wanted to add, "It kind of depends on what he wants us to do," but the words dried in my throat, so I just said, "Yep." What's he going to ask them to do? I don't know. We'll have to find out tomorrow. Bye-bye.